Welcome. This is my first ever workshop, so bear with me. If you have any questions throughout, just throw it in the chat box and I'll answer them the best that I can. I've also added a couple slides for question periods too, so if you guys want to wait for questions or if you want to ask them at that time, whatever works best for you guys. But yes, welcome to the workshop.
Rylee, can I stop you for a second?
Yeah,
if there's anybody that tries to enter into the room, I've lost control to let them in. Would you?
Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you.
I wonder.
They'll pop up on the screen.
Kate.
Yeah.
Kate, that sounds great. All right. So about myself, my name is Rylee Armstrong. I was born and raised in Peace River, Alberta. I've lived here my whole life other than when I went to school. I went to school at Southwest Minnesota State University and I took my Bachelor of Arts with an emphasis in graphic design. And I also had my Bachelor of Marketing too, my Bachelor of Business. So I did those and I had started my business in 2019 when I came back to Peace River and I've been running it ever since. It's been a real learning opportunity for myself. And I think that there's not a lot of people in the area that do this. So it's been busy and I've been loving it.
Rylee, I have somebody who just messaged me. They're saying they're in the waiting room.
Oh, okay.
Would you be able to?
I can find them. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Admit. Okay.
Thank you. Sorry about that.
Nope, that's okay. Let me know if there's anybody else that messages you.
Sure. Kate, thank you.
Okay, so here are my services for my graphic design business. My design business is called Coveys Design and Marketing. I'll actually go back to this last slide. Oh, maybe it won't let me. So the reason that I chose Coveys for my business name is it's bringing ideas, impressions, feelings to fruition to best represent your brand or business. And so that's what the adjective conveys, it means. It's to convey your ideas. So I figured that was pretty fitting for a marketing business. So here are my services. We've got graphic design, website design, digital marketing, and video editing. So for graphic design, it's pretty much anything under the sun that you can see. That'll include logo design, packaging, posters, flyers, brochures, business cards, all that fun stuff. For website design, next workshop that we have in April, I'll go through the website design process a little bit more just to kind of figure that out for you guys. And then digital marketing, so all social media marketing, online marketing. Next class as well, next workshop, we'll go through the analytics side of things. So we'll be able to kind of just dig in a little bit deeper. This one is just kind of the starting. And then I also do video editing as well, because I think all the services go hand in hand. And that was just one of the services that just amplifies that. Okay, we're gonna hop right in. So let's start with visual branding. So visual branding is how people see your business when it's being marketed. So we'll start out with logo design. So having a cohesive logo for your business increases your brand recognition for your viewers. That's pretty much, hey, I'm here, this is my logo, and this is what I'm gonna do. So when you do your social media posts, it's often handy to have your logo on your posts, so then that way people can see and then start to recognize that that's your logo and that's what your business is. Color scheme, it's always nice to have an established color scheme for your business. Then that way you can start branding those colors as well. So I'll give you an example of a business in town. Avenge, for example, everybody knows the Avenge blue. So that was a good example of a business that had branded a color specifically. Typefaces. There's lots of different typefaces. So typefaces are fonts, and there's tons of them all over the place. So when you're doing your designs for your posts, typically I like to keep with the rule of thumb that you should use no more than 2 fonts per design. When you're using more than 2 different types of fonts, it gets chaotic, it gets messy, and people, it kind of looks a little bit tacky sometimes. So using those 2 fonts, and then when you are pairing your fonts, it's good to use kind of a little bit of a decorative font and then something a little bit more similar. So something that has some contrast to it will be a little bit more eye-catching to your viewers. And then this will also decrease the clutter in your brand. Mission and vision. So I know that a lot of businesses, this is not a first step for businesses when they're starting their marketing is creating a mission and vision statement. But I think that this is super, super important because this allows outside individuals to connect with your brand and your business. So we'll go through the mission statement definition. A mission statement is your professional words to live by. It explains what you're currently doing for your business and for your customers. So think of it more as a mantra, especially if you have employees or clients that are working with you. The more that they know about your mission statement, the easier it is it's going to be following your business. So here's an example of a mission statement that I pulled from Amazon. We strive to offer our customers the lowest possible prices, the best available selection, and the utmost convenience. And so that was mission statement. And so now moving on to vision statement, which they go hand in hand. A vision statement explains your goals for your business, like your future goals, which is executed by following your mission statement. So once you establish your mission statement about what you're currently doing and what's working, that's going to lead you towards your vision statement and how to execute your vision statement. So the Amazon vision statement is to be Earth's most customer-centric company where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. So the first one, for example, they've said what they're currently doing and how they're living their day-to-day lives within their business. And then the second one is what their goals are for their business by executing their mission statement. Okay. Facebook, we'll just hop right into it. So I found some pretty neat statistics about Facebook. There is 1.56 billion Facebook users in the world, and they spend an average of 60 minutes per day on Facebook. And so now that we're talking about Facebook pages, I actually got Lynn to send me over a full list of all your guys' pages. So I had a chance to look into your business, and I noticed that some of you guys have pages, some of you guys have groups, some of you guys have personal profiles. So we'll kind of just go through the Facebook page process of setting it all up. I know that a lot of you guys have your Facebook pages already set up, but maybe there'll be something in there that you don't know yet, or something that could just enhance that Facebook page that you already have. So a Facebook page is a public presence similar to a personal profile, and this allows fans to like and follow your business, your brand, your organization, all that fun stuff. Okay, the Facebook checklist. So when you're starting out your Facebook page, setting up a Facebook page is typically pretty easy. It walks you through all the steps to set up your page and to make sure that everything is there. But I've included a list just for you guys that don't have a Facebook page yet. So you'll have to have your profile picture and your cover photo, your contact and your business information. You can also set a username for your page as well. If you have employees or customers, and you can add them on your Facebook page under page roles. We're going to talk about customizing your messenger and how to get the maximum use out of that. We'll also go through your page tabs, your call to action button, and then going live. So starting with the page visuals. So you have your profile picture and you have your cover photo, which those are pretty standard on all Facebook pages. If you guys don't have those, I definitely suggest to get on it. So for your profile picture, think of it as your first impression on your Facebook page. That's so when you're commenting on things, your profile picture is going to pop up right beside your comment. Every time people are going to go to your page, that's going to be what they're going to see is your profile picture. So it's important to choose something that's recognizable. I know that we had talked about branding before. So choosing your logo, for example, is a great option for your profile picture because that's what you're going to want to try to brand and to convey to your audience. However, if you're somebody like I don't know, rock band or something, using a photo of yourself would work as well. And then for your cover photo, that expresses your page's identity. And then you can also add text and all that fun stuff to your cover photo as well. In this picture up here, I included cover photo size, so the entire size, and then I also included a safe zone because this is something that people often forget when setting up their cover photos if there's text or anything important on it. When you're looking at it on a mobile device, which is what most people do when they're looking at social media, it's going to scrunch down your picture and it's going to cut off those little sections on the end. So just be careful when you're setting up your profile picture to try to include your text in that safe zone there so that nothing gets cut off. Oh, another thing about cover photos, you can have slideshows for cover photos now as well. So if you're a clothing store, for example, you can post all of your sales on one page. different product showcases you can showcase on your cover photos as well. And then that'll just give the option for people to scroll through. Okay, page roles. So like I said, if you have employees and you need to add them to your Facebook pages, we'll kind of just go through the different page roles because it's just, I'll just explain it for you guys. So the admins, which is typically when you set up your Facebook page, you'll automatically be an admin. So admins can manage all aspects of the page, meaning that they can send messages, publish as the page, respond or delete comments, create ads. The admin is the all-inclusive, you can do everything on your Facebook page. The editors, for example, they can do the same thing as the admin, except for they can't assign page roles. So admins are the only people on the Facebook page that can assign the page roles. Moderators, they can send messages and respond and delete comments, but they can't publish as the page. So they won't be able to post posts, for example. And then advertisers and analysts, the advertisers can create the ads and view the insights, whereas the analysts can't create the posts themselves, but they can analyze the statistics that are coming on through your pages, through your posts. Messenger. So on the research that I've done with your guys' Facebook page, a lot of you guys already have this set up, which is absolutely fantastic. So you can set up frequently asked questions that pop up when viewers visit your page. So something like, what's on the menu? Where are you located? Can you tell me a little bit more about your business? Adding those frequently asked questions that pop up on your page are really handy for viewers that are viewing your page. So then that way they can get some of those questions answered as soon as possible. And then you can also set up automatic replies as well. And so with these automatic replies, if somebody sends you a message, for example, if your Facebook page or if your business, if you're working 2 jobs and you might not have time to respond immediately, automatic replies are super handy. That's along the lines of, hey there, thanks for messaging. I will get back to your message within 24 hours. If not, give me a call. So it's kind of like a voicemail for Facebook Messenger, essentially. Page tabs. So fun thing about page tabs is that you can change them based on your uses. So I've attached a couple clips for you with my Facebook page. And so I clicked the ones that work best for me. So for my business, my services, my groups, my reviews, events, jobs, that's going to be a big thing for my business. And then you can tailor them. You can have your shop, you can have your menu, you can do whatever you want. And so that shop tab is nice. So then that way you can kind of showcase some of your products that way as well. And then you can reorder them based on importance. So you obviously want your more important ones to be all front and center. But then you just click and drag them where you want to rearrange the order. The call to action buttons, which most of you guys have already set up, which is also great. So the call to action button that's going to be the first button that you see on the page. It can be follow, contact us, send us a message, visit our website, send an email. You can also book an appointment. It could be view your online store. There's lots of different things that you can do with the call to action buttons, but they are handy just because it's all front and center and it's just one click away from getting your audience to where you want them to be. Exposure. So now that we've set up your Facebook page, it's time to start sharing. So when you do start sharing, share with your family and friends. Typically, when I set up a Facebook page, I add my clients to the Facebook page and I ask them to share with their family and friends because people are going to be more likely to follow initially once they have a personal connection to you. So then those are going to be your fans. They're going to be excited about what you're posting, and then they're going to start sharing your posts to get more action. It's also important to be active on your page. Post regular, engaging, and helpful content that your followers are going to like and share. The more shares that you get, the more exposure that your Facebook page is going to have. And then you can also promote your page. Add your social media icons to your business cards. Make sure to put the links on your website. Also add them to your email signatures as well. And then you can also add product tags and packaging. So for example, if you're going to sell something, you can include a little card in there that says, let's get social, follow our Facebook pages. So just promote your page as much as possible wherever you can. All right, talking about Instagram now. So Instagram has 1 billion Instagram users in the world, and they spend an average of 53 minutes per day on Instagram. So 90% of Instagram users follow at least one business, and 83% of the users say that Instagram has helped them discover new products and services. So it's an awesome alternative. So setting up your account. Similar to Facebook, you'll be able to set up your profile picture. And also it is still your first impression. So including your logo or a picture of yourself, something that's going to be immediately recognizable and brandable for your business. And then you can also include your profile bio. So it's 150 characters maximum. You can include who you are and why you should, or why they should follow you. There are lots of different apps that you can use. I know that now when you edit your profile bio, if you click the return button on your phone, you'll be able to hop to a new line. But I know that before you would just need to do your bio up in your notes and paste it in your bio, just so then that way it's just not one long paragraph. Then you'd have different line sections similar to this 10 tree ad here. Account settings. So when you set up your Instagram account, make sure to switch your account to a professional account. So with this is going to give you all the insights you need for your posts and your pages. Then it'll make it easier for your audience to contact you, for your customers to contact you, because you can have call now button, send an email, where's your address, and then this will also allow you to promote your content as well, which is what we'll go through on the next workshop. So you can have up to 5 accounts logged into Instagram at one time. If you can see down in my Coveys screenshot here, there's that little red dot. So you can click on your profile picture down at the bottom and easily switch between accounts without having to log out, which is super handy. So if you have your business account or your profile account, you can be logged in all at once. Okay, do you guys have any questions so far? Sheesh, we're running through this. Oh, I think you're muted, Lynn.
Mute. There we go. Found the button. I do. So when we do go to do an Instagram post, we can't do it on our computer at work, like because of the different user. Like I have my account, so there is no easy way to do it.
What you can do is you can get an app called Loomly, and Loomly will allow you to schedule your posts. And so once you schedule your posts, you'll just be able to connect all your accounts, and those can post up for you through the desktop computer.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Which I really wish that they would roll that out, because man, it would be so handy.
Yeah, yeah, because we have to send pictures to our email, put it on our phone, and then go to our phone, switch account users, and then post the information. And it's a lot of steps, and sometimes we miss them. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely suggest looking into a third-party app that can allow you to schedule those posts, because then that way you can do it on the desktop.
Okay, thank you.
What's the name of the app again?
Loomly, it's called Loomly. Yeah, and it's super handy. Like my social media manager, that's what she uses, and she loves it.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. Oh.
You've got.
Yeah. So yes, you can have answers ready to go for the FAQs. And so once you go in, if you can go in and then you can go to your inbox, and then that'll give you all of your settings for your Facebook page. And then you can set up your FAQs, and then under the question, you can add an answer, which will also give you, what's the word I'm looking for? Not suggestions, but it auto fills it. So you can click an option to where it would be like enter user or enter messenger's name. So if somebody messaged you and you didn't need to reply, it would just say, hi, Rylee, here's the answer to your question. So you can answer those questions as well on there. Any other questions before we move on to the next section? Okay, moving on. Okay. Now we're going to get down into the nitty gritty types of posts that you can post. And so a lot of these are ideas. So if you guys wanted to jot them down for later on down the road, if you're struggling with content, these are some of the good go-tos that I like to use for my clients. So you can do informational and branded posts, which the nice thing about informational and branded, this is going to allow your viewers to get to know you specifically a little bit.
Rylee, I have a question here from Tammy Miller.
Yeah.
So for a health coach, for the profile, a logo is better?
A health coach? Interesting. Yes, yeah, I think that a logo would be awesome. However, if you did decide that you yourself are your brand, then you can definitely post a picture and then you can include your logo in your cover photo as well. Yeah, as long as you're branding yourself in your other posts. Me personally, as a logo designer, I love logos because you can just post them on everything. So it's nice to have them as your cover or as your profile picture, because then it's immediately recognizable, especially when you're commenting. It's going to allow you to show that this is a business that's commenting or responding to comments.
Okay, so another question, this is for Facebook business pages, right? Not personal pages.
Oh, yes. Yeah, this is for Facebook pages. Yeah. I know that, so the difference between personal pages and with business pages is it kind of gives you that professional step up from a personal page. I know that personal pages, you have to add them as a friend to be able to follow them on that kind of section. I know that you can follow personal pages, but depending on your privacy settings, it's easy to distinct yourself from your business page specifically, if that makes sense. Let me know if it doesn't.
Well, and Facebook doesn't like you to use your personal page as a business page either. So
yes, yeah, I did read that somewhere, that it kind of flags your pages if you post too many business things on it. Yes, yeah, I did see that.
And if you have like a business page, you probably could add a few people as like moderators, or just to help you manage that page as well.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I think from a professional standpoint, having a business page separate from your personal is definitely going to be a lot better. Because I know on your personal page, you want to post personal stuff. You want to post about your family and you want to share funny memes and do all that. So at least having your personal page will give you the option to do that. Whereas on your business page, it'll have more of a professional feel to it, where you can start branding your content a little bit more. And then once you do, so me, for example, when I post on my business page, I share it to my personal page so that my friends and family can see it. And then that's typically going to get more followers as well, so that they can start seeing your work.
Okay.
Okay, going back to informational and branded posts, this is going to allow people to get to know you specifically. So you can post things like your mission and vision statement, your about us. You can do a quick, hey, to all my new followers, this is me and this is what I do. You can introduce your team, just to kind of showcase them a little bit, get them a little bit of a limelight. You can do reposts from your customers or coworkers. So if they're posting something that's relevant to your business, you can definitely share it. Testimonials are also great to post on your page as well, so that people can get to know how other people feel about your business. And then you can also do quotes relevant to your business or demographic. So this picture, for example, was one that I had posted on my page, and it says, if you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. That's a good one for all our small businesses out there. And then e-commerce, you can showcase a product, you can post about a sale, or you can do project pictures or videos. I do have a section in this presentation as well for videos, so we can go through that, but those are good ones for e-commerce. And then contests and giveaways. If you're looking for a quick grab of a bunch of followers, contests and giveaways are fantastic for that. People are going to be more likely to like and share a post when they're going to get something out of it potentially, right? Like they're going to want to follow for more contests and more opportunities to win. So definitely love the contests. And then for people that don't know how to set up the contests specifically, when you do it, just make sure that people they can tag, comment, and share. Tagging, you can tag a couple, however many friends you want. It can be 2 or 3 friends, totally up to your personal preference. Just make sure to include at the bottom, well, depending on how far you want your reach to be. I know for a lot of my clients, when we do contests, we try to include that you must be local to win, just so then that way it kind of keeps it in your, but it just depends on how far you'd like your reach to go. Stock photos. Stock photos are super handy. They boost engagement. They're going to liven up your blog or your social media posts, and they're going to build your business's brands. Just be careful when you're using your stock photos, just so then that way you're not going to lose your organic posts. So sometimes when you use too many stock photos, people forget who you are specifically, and they're just following a stock photo account. So try to sprinkle in pictures of yourself, pictures of your products, your clothing, your stuff that you're making, that kind of thing, just so then that way you can kind of use a little bit of both. And make sure to find your aesthetic when you're using stock photos. I know it's easy to fall into the deep dark hole of stock photos, but try to keep match your color scheme to it. You can find different filters for it as well, and then be consistent with them also. So this one, for example, I figured it would be a great one for a greenhouse that I found. It says the only prick to love is your cactus. Quite funny, it's eye-catching, it's aesthetic. So I figured that would have been a good one to post up.
Rylee?
Yes, yeah, I did see that. What stock photos? Free photos online. Yes, yeah, essentially that's what they are. I'll go to the next slide here. Here we go, free stock photos. So most of the pictures, other than the ones that have myself in them, are stock photos that I had found online. This one, for example, it's photographers that post their pictures up online, and then you get the option to use them. I know that a lot of the free stock photo sites, you don't need to post rights for the photos or nothing, so you can just download them and go. Click and play. So here's a couple options of free stock photos sites that you could use. So Pexel is one of them. And then you also have Unsplash, Pixabay, and Gratisography. So these are a couple really handy ones. And then they're also really good to use too once you're creating your posts. So we'll go through the process of creating the posts and what apps that you could use, but it kind of just adds a little extra something to your pages. And so down here it says, remember that Instagram users are looking for genuine posts from brands, not blatant advertisements. Try to capture your company culture with lifestyle shots and behind the scenes looks. So Instagram is a little bit more of a personal platform. So then that way they want to get to know you and how things run with your business. So just to kind of give them an inside scoop. Okay, branding tools. So kind of what I mentioned in the last page, there are some branding tools that you can use to create your posts. I know that a lot of people, they like to use Microsoft Word or Microsoft PowerPoint for creating their posts, but an app like Canva, for example, which I feel like a lot of you might already know, is amazing for using branding. This picture, for example, I created that in Canva just to kind of give you guys a look about what kind of things that you can do in Canva. So you can find a whole bunch of templates for it. You can alter the color schemes with it. You can change out your typefaces. It's pretty easy and it's really easy to use and it's free. So there's lots of really good options for you guys there. Adobe Spark is another really good option as well. So if you're looking for more options, that's another really good one. Taking great smartphone photos. So we're going to go through the rule of thirds, focusing on a single subject, using natural light, and then we'll also talk about filters as well. So the rule of thirds. So you can turn on your grid lines in your camera settings. So you'll go to settings, photo and camera, and then switch grid to on. And then so the goal for this is to place your subject at the intersection of one of the vertical and horizontal lines. So here's a photo of myself, for example, that you guys can see. And then placing your subject off center creates a slight imbalance, which is going to catch your viewer's attention. It's different from the other typical photos that you would use. So using rule of thirds is definitely a good rule of thumb.
So you've got another question here. If you have specific fonts for your brand, can they be used in Canva easily?
That is a great question. I feel like you might be able to upload fonts to Canva, but if you can't find the specific font that you're looking for, I know that they have quite a variety on there, so you'll be able to choose something similar to it just to kind of keep that brand consistent. Okay, focusing on your subject. I kind of like to call this one the messy kitchen. Nobody likes to see a messy kitchen, especially if you're trying to showcase your product. So crowded backgrounds, they often confuse viewers. So focusing on a simple background with your image there to shoot against, that's going to allow people to focus on that image specifically, and it's kind of eye-catching. So then that way that's big old front and center right in front of you. And then make sure to find some negative space. So empty space around your image draws attention to the desired object and it prevents it from looking crowded. Natural light. love the natural light. Everybody should use it and find it and use it. So standard light creates harsh shadows and highlights, which oftentimes everybody wants that nice, beautiful glow. So if you place your product or stand near a window, that's going to give you some beautiful pictures. And then filters. Filters should accentuate the natural beauty of your photo. And the key word here is should, because I know a lot of times it's really easy to get carried away with filters. So make sure to find something that matches your brand, and then make sure to find something that's consistent. So try not to mix up your filters with every photo that you're using. So for example, the pictures of these cups here, the theme that I was trying to create is light and airy and easy to look at, something that's clean and simple. And so adding a filter to accentuate those qualities is very important. Social media videos. There are 100 million hours of Facebook videos watched every day, and 54% of people want to see more videos from content marketers. And then, fun fact, did you know that 90% of social media videos are watched without sound? Which I thought was crazy, because usually I watch videos with sound all the time, but 90% of them like them without sound. And so with that, video design. The goal for video design is to educate, entertain, and inspire. So your ideal length for your videos should be roughly 2 to 3 minutes. And then you can also brand your video by adding your logo, type, and color schemes. And so in the next slide, we'll go through some apps that you can use for video design that way. You can add music to your videos. Music is exciting, and then it often catches people's attention. And then just make sure that your music isn't overpowering if somebody is speaking. So the apps that we'll go through, there are options to add music to your videos as well. And then you can use videos, or you can use static images, and you can just clip them all together. And then videos on Facebook autoplay for the first 5 to 10 seconds. So it's really important to have your videos to be exciting within that time frame. Video editing software. So here's some video editing software that you can use. There's Vimeo, which is a desktop app. It's $9 a month, and you can choose. Oh, Jessica posted. Did also watch your music and videos if they're too loud and you don't own the rights to the music. Facebook will take your video down to copyright laws. Yes, yeah, absolutely. For a lot of these video apps, there's a lot of stock video or stock music that you could use. So then that way you don't have to have the rights to them, which is handy. Adobe Spark. Adobe Spark is another video editing option. It's a desktop or mobile app, and then it's $13 a month, but you get the first 14 days free. And you can also choose a template or start from scratch. And then Splice, this was a really awesome one that I like to use on my cell phone, and it's just really easy to use, and it's user-friendly as well. Video ideas. So here's a couple ideas that you can use for the videos on your page, which will give you a step up in your posts. You can do interviews or question and answers. You can do a couple behind the scenes videos of you making your product or selling your product, interacting with the customer, that kind of thing. You can do a feature product, kind of explaining what kind of features there are in the product specifically. You can do live videos, and live videos are also awesome because people love seeing other people on the spot. So that's always the best. You can do promos and deals, giveaways and contests, announcements and reveals, tutorials and how-tos, and boomerangs. And so boomerangs for Instagram, I'm not sure if you guys might know what that is or not, but it's just kind of a fun option, or what's what I'm looking for? It's kind of like a filter for videos. So it's going to give people the options to move and then come back. Move and come back. So it'll kind of just give it that repetition, and it's just a neat feature that you can use for your videos. Typically for videos, the reason that I like to do them a lot of the times on my Facebook page is because they're going to get some more interaction. It's going to get people to get to know you a little bit more. And then it also gives you an opportunity to convey your message a little bit more clearly, especially if you've got a lot of things to say. Doing a video is the best way to get that information across, because I know that a lot of times people don't want to read long, lengthy posts unless they're one of your very devoted followers. So getting a video out there is going to be able to get those messages out there. Okay, uploading a video. So uploading a video, this is for Facebook, but for Instagram, you can actually only upload a video for, I think it's a minute time frame maximum. However, you can upload it to the IGTV, which will allow you to post any length of video that you want. So you can do titles, tags, and captions. For video, you can add it to a playlist. You can choose a video thumbnail. So that's the picture on the screen when somebody is scrolling before the video plays. That's the first picture that people will see. You can add subtitles and captions. And so I think it's just a toggle where you just click it and Facebook will automatically up the subtitles and captions to your video. And then on videos longer than 10 seconds, you can also add polls to your videos, which is kind of a neat thing. So if you have a quick question that you want to ask, or if you want your videos to be just a little bit more interactive, then adding a poll is a great way to do that. Instagram stories. So stories appear at the top of your page and they vanish after 24 hours. Unlike regular posts, there are no likes and there are no comments on the stories as well. So down below, these are all the stickers that you can use for your stories just to kind of make them a little bit more interactive. You can showcase a product, and often with a product, you can link it to your website. There's locations, you can tag people and mention them in your stories. When you mention somebody in your story, they then have the capability to share it on their own personal Instagram stories. So if they're not tagged in it, then they won't be able to share the story on their page unless they screenshot it and share it that way. You can include your hashtags, your GIFs, music. There's time as well. Polls, questions, those are very, very interactive things for your stories. You can do, ask any question you'd like. And then it'll give your followers an opportunity to answer those questions and to interact with your page a little bit more. Oh, it says that people are, can we just make sure that everybody is muted? I think that there's a little bit of feedback coming. Okay, there we go. Hopefully it should be better now. Ooh, let's just go back. There's quizzes, and then there's also temperature and the emoji sliders. Emoji sliders are fun if you're posting a picture or a quick video, because then it'll give people to kind of rank your post so that people can slide and be like 100% this is awesome, or that kind of thing. So just a little bit more interactive features for stories. Instagram highlights. So Instagram highlights were introduced in 2016, and they're used to organize your profile, or they're organized on your profile, organize your stories on your profile, oh boy. And then you can keep your stories for longer than 24 hours. So this anthropology picture, for example, they've organized their stories into categories, my anthro, trends, A+, so that when followers go to their pages, they can click on those stories and they can view some of the stories that have been posted for a while back. So for highlight covers, you can create branded highlight covers or text icons on Canva, similar to the anthropology ones here. So it's just definitely a good option for you guys for your Instagram highlight covers. And so for how to create highlights, you can tap on the new circle on the far left on your Instagram pages, and then you can choose from any of the stories in your archives. Every story that gets posted ends up in your archives. So for example, something that's really handy for me personally is if I post a poll or a question on my Instagram stories, and if it goes away before I read all of the answers for it, I can go into my archives and I can find the stories along with all of the answers that my followers had answered. So organizing your stories in there will kind of give you that opportunity just to kind of see those insights on your professional Instagram page. And then you can select your highlight cover and give it a name and you're good to go. Down below, it says 500 million people are posting 1 billion stories every day. And about 62% of people say that they've become more interested in a brand or product after seeing it in their stories. So lots of people use Instagram stories and they're a great thing to use for your business. Instagram story tips and tricks. So posting 1 to 7 stories per day, which might seem like a lot, but as long as you're consistent with it, that is going to give people a chance to stay connected with your brand or business. But just be careful not to use too many stickers when you're designing your stories because you don't want it to make it look cluttered. Canva also, they have story designs as well so that you can customize your stories and kind of just give it a little bit of an upper hand on the design side of things as well. And then I've also included a screenshot here with the safe zones for posting stories. Try not to keep any content above where your logo icon is, and then below, that'll give people the option to send you a message. And so if you're putting any text or important information down below, they won't be able to see it. Okay, how'd we do? Do you guys have any questions? Oh, Lynn, I think you're muted still.
Yeah, sorry. I'm confused about filters. When you take a picture on your iPhone, should you edit and filter it then? Or wait until you get to whatever platform you're sharing it on and edit and add filters then? Are the filters on Facebook or?
Yeah, totally up to personal preference. I'm not sure if there are filters on Facebook, but on Instagram, it'll give you the option to include filters right away. But also editing on your cell phone is definitely a great option because there are filters on your cell phone, and then you can also edit the specifics in there as well, like exposure, brightness, that kind of thing. So it's totally up to personal preference, whichever is easiest for you. I know that Instagram for filters, there's more of a variety for filters than there is on your cell phone, for example. But yeah, it just depends on personal preference.
Okay, so we have another question.
Can I just say something, Rylee?
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was the one who asked that question. And so I always notice in Instagram that there's all these great filters. And like you said, you can get carried away with them totally. And then I don't recall really seeing filters on Facebook. And I thought if you're trying to create this recognizable brand where you always kind of have the same, then I thought, how do you do that? How do you, you get carried away with the Instagram filters and then you don't really have that same look on Facebook. So then it got me thinking, should you always just kind of edit your pictures as soon as you take them, and then you don't filter them any further? You just do your standard thing and then you share to both Instagram and Facebook. Does that make sense?
Do you have your Facebook page and your Instagram connected?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. So if your Facebook page and Instagram are connected, if you edit your picture on Instagram, once it gets posted on Instagram and it's automatically posted to Facebook, then you're going to have that consistent filter all across the board.
Gotcha.
So that'll give you those options there. And then also depending on how the picture is taken, right? So if you're going to use natural light in all of your photos, you want bright and clean and that kind of thing. So just trying to be consistent with those specific picture attributes. So like brightness, exposure, contrast, all of that fun stuff. If you can try to have the same theme for your pictures, then you can just kind of get a little bit in depth rather than just getting one filter, all filters fit all type deal. So just kind of paying attention to those specific attributes, that'll help you maintain that theme for your photos. Does that kind of answer your question, or did I go completely on a tangent?
No, that's totally exactly. And I did hear that there's apps you can download, I believe, that can help you further edit or put filters on your phone beyond what's just inherently like in your iPhone already. Or am I going off topic here, or does that make sense to you?
So there's Rylee, it's called, which is an awesome photo editing one. I'll show you what the little icon is if you can see it. This little one with the fox there.
Yeah.
And then there's also Lightroom that you could use as well. I don't know if that one has quite as many filters, but it'll let you specifically edit the attributes to the photo. Another really great app for Instagram stories that I forgot to mention, it's called Unfold, which it kind of makes the Instagram story videos to feature your products. So that was also a great app that I like to use too. And then also for reposting your pictures, you can download a whole bunch of reposting apps. So if you find something that you like on Instagram that you would like to repost, you can download one of those apps, and then you'll just copy the link that you see on Instagram, and then you can paste it in those apps, and then it'll allow you to repost it onto your personal page.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
Yes.
When you were speaking to Sarah about Lightroom, what was the app before that you mentioned?
Oh, Light Leap it was called.
Light Leaf?
Leap. I'll put it in the comments here.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, yeah. Okay, can you explain how to do a Facebook Live and if there's any tips and tricks to do that? Let me pull up my Facebook here, and then we can just kind of go through that. Okay, so Your guys' screens might look a little bit different. So when you go to create a post, you can click this little red live video button. I'm actually going to go to my my business page, and then
We don't see your Facebook page at all.
darn. Okay. Resume share. Share. There we go. There, here we go. So once you're on your Facebook page, you can do create post, or you can do a live post right here. And so once you do live, you just click the button and let her fly. What else? Any tips and tricks with Facebook Live? I don't know if I have any, to be honest with you. Try to be consistent when you're speaking. Try to have a good flow of motion. If you ever have any notes that you need to take for your videos, that's a really great way to do it. Make sure that the lighting is okay when you're also doing it as well. I know that if you're often in a darker space when you're doing your Facebook Lives, the pixels, it's not going to be as clear of a photo, and then people are going to be confused. So try to have good lighting when you're doing your Facebook Lives as well. And yeah. Just be awesome and get your words out there about what you're looking to convey. Does that answer your question, Vivian?
Yes, thank you very much.
Okay. Facebook effects when you edit the pic. Yep, thank you, Jessica. Do you guys have any other questions? Okay, I think we're all good to go. I will put my email in the chat here. So if you guys do have any questions, please don't hesitate to send me an email, and we'll get some answers for you. There we go. Okay, next workshop, we'll be chatting about, we're going to go through some analytics for the posts. We're also going to go through paid versus organic ads. We'll go through a little bit of website design, and then we'll also go through some Google Ads stuff as well. But yes, thank you guys so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you guys next workshop. Oh, Lynn, you're muted.